Hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation. And before I even get into the standard introduction today, let me just say, intern and Red, did I hear about the Knicks? Yes, I did hear about how Agent Thompson got in a fight with the living paper and ended up with multiple paper cuts in places one should not have paper cuts. Very unfortunate. Agent Thompson is in medical. Yes, Puppy of Interest 42. It was horrifying. I agree completely. One should not miss with the living paper. It does not go well for you. Very bad. Paper cuts everywhere. Puppy of Interest 42. Beware. You got to be careful. Are you learning? Oh, you do not want to be picked up today. Let me give you the treat from the chat. Puppy of Interest 42. And then you can be on your merry way now that you've said hello to the chat. So, since now I have spread that news, I will send all of your well wishes to Agent Thompson. Welcome to another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director here at Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I have done for over a year and counting, because that's right, the daily stream streak remains strong. I'm here to open my office doors to you, the SCP Foundation staff, to answer your burning questions about this dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff who contain them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. Either way, we are here for the next 90 minutes for today's coffee break. We will have our sponsorship, our stream subject, followed by general Q&A. So let's get to our housekeeping. First and foremost, CD23, congratulations on being the #1 most punctual member of today's Containment Hazard Assessment team, i.e., congratulations on being first chatter. Alongside you, Freud, Senior Researcher Alex, Legendary Doge, Silent Follower, Amber, Puppet Boy, Dr. Frogman. Everyone who I have just named, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here as members of Site 42 on YouTube. We appreciate your membership and your service. Furthermore, interns Tambari, Stephen, Malachi, Foxes, Smith, Hamahava, Earthmover, Donovan, Andred, Malachi, again, oops, Obsidian, Steiner, and Hunter Mark. Everyone who I have just named, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here today, just for being you. Now, today's stream is sponsored by the continuing Kickstarter of SCP Containment Breach, the movie. And by sponsored, I mean I am hyping this. I am sponsoring them with my time and attention because we could have an SCP movie in theaters to rival The Backrooms, to rival Obsession, to rival Talk to Me, all of these YouTube, Iron Lung, all of these movies that went from YouTubers to movies. We could do that. But because of the Creative Commons, we will not get the backing of a big company like Amazon or Netflix or A24. And because we do not have a Markiplier, we can't self-fund yet. So we need help, people. This is the opportunity to get an SCP Foundation movie in theaters. And thanks to my incessant hyping, they have brought me on as a consulting producer, and they will have Dr. Theron Sherman in the movie, but only if it gets funded. So $1, people. You can donate just $1 to the Kickstarter. And if everybody donates $1, we make it. So go and donate to the Kickstarter. It is linked in our Site42 support beacon. Desk is sharing the link in the chat. And once you have donated, make sure to share it everywhere so more people hear about it. Because right now, I am the only big face on YouTube pushing it. We need more people to push it. If there are more people pushing it, I don't mean to dissuade their contributions. I just haven't seen it. If they are helping the cause, then I am 100% high five to them. But we need more love for this movie's Kickstarter. I can't do it alone, people. One day, we will have Markiplier unfathomable money when Site42 gets big enough. Then I will do it alone. But for now, we need to work together. Now, as you can tell by my stunning rainbow lab coat, we are also celebrating with the SCP Wiki Pride Fest 2026. Pride Fest 2026 is the SCP Foundation's Pride celebration. And so, along with the LGBTQIA characters of the SCP database, we are also highlighting different LGBTQ stories on the SCP database. Today's Pride feature is Alpha Double Negative by SCP author King of Mice. This is a gripping story. Now, the pretty formatting with trailing stars and a pretty logo, they do not work on my browser. It might be the browser, it might be my POS terminal. This looks a lot better on your browser, trust me. But this is the story of two disaster gays stuck on the breakup last date in a time loop. It is crazy. It's good. It's getting the Dr. Sherman upvote of approval. You have to read this, people. You have to read this. And so, yes, as the title of today's stream says, disaster gays? Oh no. After today, they will be secured, contained, and protected gays. That's what we do here at the SCP Foundation. But yes, please enjoy the gay as well as disability rep in this tale. Have fun with it. But now, we are moving on to the main event for today, which is... Pardon me. I heard a ghostly whisper. Before I move on to This Is My JamCon, and I did mean this to be part of the intro and I forgot, I'm sorry. Today is Agent Goose's birthday. In the keeping of all of the pets alive in Site42, you need to wish Agent Goose a happy birthday. This is the requirement. This is not an optional. I am watching the chat. I will drink water while I wait for the happy birthdays to come in. Very good, everyone. Very good. I am sure that Puppy of Interest 42 appreciates being alive, and that is due to Agent Goose's influence. Agent Charlemagne as well. All of the Site 42 critters. Agent Goose is our resident Wilson's Wildlife Solutions transfer and keeps the animals well kept. Now I may go on to the final part of our stream subject, which is, of course, we are continuing to read This Is My JamCon. For those who haven't been present over the course of the last weeks to a month, This Is My JamCon was an unofficial contest on the SCP database, where SCP authors swapped song recommendations and then wrote articles based on those songs. We have been reading through them throughout the contest, and as a bonus challenge to myself, as somewhat of a music nerd myself, I've been trying to guess what song the article is based on. I have been woefully unsuccessful because of the 19 articles we have read so far, 17 of them had songs I had never heard of, meaning I did not have a chance of guessing them. One of them had a song I had only heard but never heard the title of, because it's that weird song they use in all the Backrooms videos on TikTok. I didn't know that even had a name. Of course it had a name, it's a song, but I didn't know the song name. So I wasn't going to get that one right, even though I had technically heard it. I have successfully gotten 2 correct. 2 correct. I only wanted to get 1 based on how this has gone, but I've gotten 2. There's a couple more to go. We're running through This Is My JamCon. We're going to see if I can get a 3rd. But today's article is a shorty, so we will be able to get through it fairly quickly, at which point we will have general Q&A for the remainder of the coffee break. Now, today's article for This Is My JamCon is SCP-8871, which has some Japanese or Chinese, I can't tell the difference, script as its title, which means I do not know the title, the code name of SCP-8871. That also hampers my ability to guess the song it's based on if that's the title. So, let's do our best with whatever we're walking into. Item number SCP-8871. Object class safe. Special containment procedures. SCP-8871 instances are stored separately in climate-controlled cabinets within line of sight of 8871-V, which is itself held in a standard containment unit for ease of observation and testing. An ample inventory of dilute watercolor pigments, is kept nearby to mitigate containment breach attempts. Description. SCP-8871 is a series of 5 paintings by the artist Callisto, spelled with a K. Footnote. Pseudonym, civilian identity unconfirmed. Callisto was a founding member of the Blau Cavalier, an artist movement in Hamburg, Germany. All 5 items were recovered from a studio formerly occupied by the movement and were the only remaining artworks present. Numerous other paintings and sculptures were found destroyed within the building. 8871 are thought to be the last series of artworks created by Callisto before their abrupt disappearance from the Hamburg art scene. So, the artist Callisto has been making anomalous art, or art, and has gone missing. Let's see if any clues as to what happened to them are hidden within these works. Addendum 1. Description of 8871 instances and anomalous properties. Item designation 1. Title. Sarira. Description. Item is a large 3-panel triptych. The obverse left and right panels collectively depict the complete skeletal inventory of an adult human being. Its arms are crossed over its ribcage, wielding Amaranthus caudatus, footnote, foxtail amaranth, in the left hand, and Lycoris radiata in the right, footnote, red spider lily. I am not one who speaks flower language. Perhaps the foxtail amaranth and the Lycoris radiata, the red spider lily, have meaning to people who know flower language. If you have the interest of looking that up for yourself, take a look at it. The reverse panels and back of the item contain an elaborate mosaic in a color scheme of shades ranging from deep red to white. The center panel is a Fauvist depiction of the various internal organ structures of a human being, abstract enough to evade visual identification, but roughly distinguishable by size, color, and biological activity. Central nervous system is absent. Gender unknown. Sustained by unknown mechanism. Did they turn a person into a piece of art? Did they paint a piece of art to life? Designation of item 2. Title, Manas. Description, a wooden canvas with a pronounced Lichtenberg branching figure. Leaves have been added to the figure to paint a tree in the pointillist style, with dots in various shades of red and brown. Multiple bright gold dots pulse and flitter throughout the structure. Analysis of the frequency and distribution of these dots has been successfully equated to those of EEG activity within individuals in deep sleep. So, REM sleep painting next to the internal organ painting. And by the by, slight tangent. Desk is informing the back channels that the title of this piece, the code name of this article, translates to unfinished painting. So that makes sense with what we're dealing with, at least. Designation item 3. Title, Prana. Description. Item is an oil on canvas painting in the Cubist style, presenting an unidentified subject. Various geometric shapes combine to form a simple, self-reinforcing sigils upon the item, and bind the aforementioned subject to the painting. These sigils intermittently lose cohesion, leading to brief periods where the constituent shapes of the painting pulse into a third spatial dimension before returning to a flat plane. Okay, this really feels like someone is imprisoned in the painting and trying to break out every so often. Huh. Item 4. Title, Tanmatra. Description. Item is a full-length standing mirror. A minor info hazard is applied to observers, inducing incongruency in subjective reality and an inability to coherently describe any and all sensory phenomena. Instances 1 through 3 are not affected, appearing as they do in consensus reality. The info hazard is purged from observers upon the conscious consideration, and not merely visual contact, of the aforementioned instances in their entirety. While under the effect of the 4th instance, those observing the 5 instance report that it universally appears as a painter facing towards them, though they are blocked by a canvas between them and the observer. All attempts to view the painter's face have been unsuccessful, though observers inherently know that the painter is smiling warmly. Okay, I think the artists disappeared because they trapped themselves in their art. That's my first guess as to what's happening here. Designation of item 5. Title, Svapna. Description. Item may be described as a painting, composed of various paint and drawing media. Painting subject is inconsistent but may be regularly heard sobbing. The -5 instance will occasionally begin screaming and thrashing, and will drag itself to the nearest source of art supplies via limbs of acrylic paint spilling out from the canvas. These limbs have been noted to intelligently interface with obstacles such as doorknobs and window handles, but will also use brute force to break into rooms to find art supplies. Once -5 locates and acquires art supplies, it will immediately begin painting or drawing over itself. Screaming and thrashing will continue once these materials run out. While punctual placation of -5 is not considered a high priority, extended durations without access to art supplies will not hinder the item's ability to grow limbs, and ultimately result in the item extruding wings of pigments during subsequent breach attempts. -5 exhibits hostility and aggression towards other paintings and illustrations, using its limbs to destroy them and integrate the torn fragments into itself. The only exception to this behavior are authentic and art pieces by Callisto, which the -5 instance largely ignores, and the other 8871 instances, which have proven effective in calming the otherwise erratic behavior of -5, and consistently distract it long enough for recontainment during breaches. Consequently, the other 8871 instances have since been integrated into its containment procedures. End document. So that's it. First of all, I would love to see a realized version of this article as its own art installation. You can find a way with special effects and little computer lights and things to make paintings with glowy dots that move around, to make paintings that seem to change themselves. The one where the art pulls arms out of itself and tries to escape, that would be obviously a performer in some manner. Or at the very least, you're not seeing it escape. The painting is self-painting itself with arms that are coming through from a performer. Or robotic arms, depending on how you make it. But I do believe this is a pretty cool idea to do this in real life. I think that would be very fun. Now, songs about this? I haven't the faintest clue. I haven't the faintest clue what song this could be on. Painting. Isn't there a song called If I Were a Painting? If I Were a Painting, yes, by Kenny Rogers. Somehow I doubt someone on the SCP Wiki in the year of our Lord 2026 is going to be citing a song rec for a 1990 Kenny Rogers song. But considering it's the only one I have a clue it could be, that I'm locking in If I Were a Painting. Very unconvinced. I'm locking it in. This is my JamCon submission from Aftocrater. Starting their discussion with, I who cannot forget I am alone, trying to add color to an unfinished painting. There are two links here. The first is to a song called Mikan no Kaiga by Muke. Don't know that song. They're both to Mikan no Kaiga by Muke. I don't know that song. Therefore, once again, I did not have a shot. But I did overall enjoy the article. And I will hit a update on SCP-8871. If you enjoy the imagery, feel free to upvote it or downvote it to your leisure, what you like, if you are a voting member of the SCP community. Good work, intern, Aftocrater, however you pronounce your user handle. I appreciate the artistry in this piece and would love to see it brought to real life. I am now returning to the chat. Now, I am going to catch up on the donations that came in during the intro and stream subject, and we will have general Q&A about the SCP Foundation for the next approximately 70 minutes. Starting with Malachi, thank you for sending 3 stars to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they are proud to be a 3-star team on their way to a 5-star ranking. DJ, thank you for sending a clutch to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure it will come in, well, you know. 100 stars, thank you for sending 100 to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will keep it 100 at your behest. Kuro, thank you for sending another star to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. You have made them a 4-star team. Good work. Alki, you have made them a 5-star team. Congratulations, team. You are a 5-star ranked Containment Hazard Assessment team for however long that lasts. Kuro, thank you for sending sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they will have fun cleaning up all that glitter you left on their desk. And Amber, thank you for sending a floating heart to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they feel the love. Silent Follower, thank you for sending sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure the glitter bomb was totally appreciated, for real. Intern Duolingo fan, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Silent follower, thank you for sending a floating heart to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they feel the love. Have you heard of MatPat and game theory? Intern Heaton. I did not go through several years of being called SCP MatPat to assume I have never heard of the man. I am quite familiar. It is that theater kid energy. Who is your all-time favorite EXP experience? I have to assume you meant SCP. I have to assume. Because unless you say the orange blob, I forgot his name, I'm ashamed. You also forgot it's a slime. It's not a him. It doesn't have gendered features. It doesn't even have a face. It's just a big orange slime. Please practice proper pronoun parlance protocols at the Foundation. You're wrong, so please answer because I've subbed since before the tree had a skull. Well, that's a old reference, so at least we know you've been around. But no, SCP-999 is not my favorite SCP. SCP-999, while adorable, is just a little goo child. It does not have much of a story to it, and I appreciate my SCPs more when they have a bit of a narrative meat to them. So, in that case, 999 is not one of my favorite SCPs. Missed stream yesterday because I saw the Backrooms movie. Ah, how did you enjoy it, Amber? I found it to be quite fun. Can I steal Josie the half cat, please, for one day, please? JK, I already took her. First of all, intern Skylar, please stop shouting. Chillax. We are a professional organization. You don't need to shout. Secondarily, you will be demoted to D class if I see that Josie the half cat is missing. And you know what? You will be demoted to D class if I catch you lying to me. So you're stuck either way. Shouldn't have done that. Well, thank you again for suggesting 3883 for my tale. Decided the hero named Dream Kraken for it. Dream Kraken. Is it still doing... You said it was coming out of a movie screen, and so it's probably doing things in real life. I'm wondering if it's still a dream at that rate. The little mountain on the right side of your shirt by the collar looks like a little Charmander. What? What? This one. This one is what you mean. I can see it. I can see it. Intern Malachi, thank you for sending sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will enjoy cleaning up all that glitter. Did you guys go forget all we did because we're woke and rainbows now? Intern guest, if you think the SCP Foundation will not use Pride Month as an opportunity to show how good we are, and therefore to cover up for our war crimes, you sound better today. I am at about 90% capacity. There's still a very minor scratch, but definitely down with the coughing. Doing much better today, yes. We're still doing a short stream to not overexert. What if a SCP dies? Well, intern Larry, that is not uncommon. We still study it as we can. Deceased anomaly is obviously less useful for research than a living anomaly. But we do what research we can and then dispose of when there's no more research to be done. I didn't see covering up war crimes on my copy of the gay agenda. Redfell Hawk, that's because you're not in public relations. That's my job. And yes, Dr. Frogman, achromatic abatements are the ones who do disposing of killed anomalies. What exactly are you so proud of? Well, all of you, of course. All of the little gays in the audience. Very proud of all of you, to be sure. Are there any SCPs that have expressed or been documented as part of the queer community? Intern Good Song. Yes, so many of them. There are so many SCPs that are part of the LGBTQI or A, or multiple of their which. You just have to go on the SCP database and hunt them down. If you look up LGBTQIA SCPs, once you get past the Google results of Chuds being mad that SCP is woke, losers, then you'll find people have listed them on the subreddit so you can see them. Researcher Transmographist, thank you for your 2 months as a researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. LK might make a living fursuit, don't hunt me down. Low key, that's what LK means. Stop it! Stop making more anomalies. We don't need more anomalies to contain. There are plenty of anomalies. You do not need to make more. Don't do it. Mm-hmm. 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 Site 42 staff, do remember we have a moderator named Desk. Blue name in the chat. You should always read when the desk is talking because the desk might be talking to you. And if they are alerting you that you're breaking a rule, you should make sure to answer them so you don't get banned. If you get banned from the chat because you did not answer the moderator, that's kind of silly. "3883 manifests green shadowy versions of his various forms found in dreams it makes, and the explanation is dream energy, which is comic book-esque hand-waving nonsense." Well, of course, but dream energy, comic book-esque hand-waving nonsense could also be linked to the noosphere in SCP Foundation lore, if you wanted to make that jump of some sort and pin it to something we talk about a lot in the SCP Foundation. Noospheric manifestations, so to speak. If Freddy Krueger was an SCP, how would you contain him? Intern Heaton, due to the dream haunting nature of Freddy Krueger, we would have a bit of a problem containing the anomaly. In fact, I do remember, I believe it was the 7th movie, that Freddy Krueger comes out of the movie to attack the people making a Freddy Krueger movie. So it's rather hard to contain the anomaly itself, but the more people who know about it, the more it can spread. So disinformation campaigns to make sure people don't know of his existence, destroying records of Frederick Krueger so that people don't know of the existence and therefore it has nowhere it can go, that would be the likely route. Are there any documented SCPs that are homophobic? Intern Goodsong, I can't think of any off the top of my head. I do know of a couple SCP researchers who were homophobic in one way or another. And that did not go well for them, let me tell you. The racist alien might also be a homophobe. Well, I mean, the racist alien, SCP-1171, hates all humans. So I don't think that's necessarily homophobic. That's just human-phobic. Malachi, thank you for sending sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will have to clean up that glitter for even longer. Jeshua, thank you for sending a doubloon to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they'll spend it wisely. By the way, just for those in the chat, homophone is a word, guys. It's a real word for two words that sound the same even though they're spelled differently. Like Site 42, S-I-T-E, or Sight, S-I-G-H-T. Those are homophones because they sound the same. Phone, sound. Homo, same. Homophone. That's an actual word, people. It's not just a gay telephone. We are a creative writing community. What do you mean? What do you mean you don't know the word homophone? I'm mostly kidding. I'm not outraged. To quote XKCD, today you're one of the lucky 10,000 who are learning this. Researcher Transmographist, thank you for sending sunshine on a cloudy day to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. Phil November, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a blueberry muffin on your way past the commissary. What did you think of the movie Glass, the sequel to Split? The group of interest sounds pretty stupid, not gonna lie. I gotta be honest, I watched Unbreakable when I was younger, and I found it way boring. So I have not seen Glass or Split. Because I have not rewatched Unbreakable to see if I would now like it as a more weathered film enjoyer. I'm not saying Unbreakable is bad. I'm saying I was young and had a bad attention span. What is the limit to the vending machine that can dispense any fluid? Intern module. We are still researching that to this day. Intern Skylar, thank you for sending a good game to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they will have a good game because of your urging. What should I draw, director? T-Rose, today you should draw... You should draw one of the iterations of SCP-8871. You should draw one of the iterations of SCP-8871, the one of your choosing. Because they are fascinating pieces of art. I think they should be brought into life. What are your thoughts about SCP-599? Well, intern module, I'm not familiar with 599 off the top of my head, but I'll take a quick look. What falls under the 599 designation? Uncharted City is the code name. Small city and data expunged with a population of approximately 700. They refer to it as redacted. Does not appear on any map of the region. Classified as an SCP. When it became known the Foundation that every inhabitant of the city matched the description and name of a person reported missing from a nearby city in the last 10 years. When questioned, all subjects insisted they had always lived in 599, for invariably adding that they were always looking for new neighbors. Creepy. Yeah, be careful. Place will mess you up, it seems like. That's my opinion. Which is more difficult to escape, an infinite IKEA or the back rooms? Intern Abby. The SCP-3008 has a door, or multiple it could be, that move around when you're not looking at them. So if you can see the door and you have eye contact, you can get out. But if you turn your back on that door, it's going to move and you won't be able to get out again. Now, the back rooms has a share of consistent entrances and exits and inconsistent, no clipping only entrances and exits. Not counting Async's threshold device. Therefore, both of them are pretty hard to escape, but if you can find one of the openings like Captain Clark found that's consistent, then possibly you can get in and out consistently. Therefore, that makes the back rooms easier to escape. Intern Cool Guy and Intern Abby, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. What position are you in the Foundation? Intern Abby, you must be waking up from amnestics to not know this, but I am Site Director of Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. Intern Good Song Girl, thank you for sending a gold coin to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they'll spend their doubloon wisely. Can you tell SCP-096 to stop crying? Well, Intern Jeffy, you can, but it's not going to be very effective. Is Pride Month as SCP Foundation got its issues? Do some entities get upset when people are being too festive? I've never heard of an entity being mad about Pride Month. Only loser chuds who don't like that SCP is woke, and we don't care about their opinions. Laugh is Fun is my favorite article. Is that a good pick? Intern Alien Mint. I would never begrudge someone enjoying whatever their favorite article is. It's why my opinion on the SCP Wikis, I do have my own favorites, but I don't have a least favorite article on the SCP database. Because as long as it survives the quality floor of the community vote, it's usually pretty good to someone. There are a lot of articles where I don't connect with them emotionally, I have no investment, but I'll still upvote them because I can tell other people connect with the piece of work a lot. And so not every piece of art is made for me. Not every piece of art I like is made for them. Apologies if you can set the mood down a bit. Was there any scenario drama on the SCP Wiki that most don't know about? Generally interested in out-of-universe lore. Intern, bacon's a time. That way, bacon's a time. Bacon's time. I get it. I get it. What you are looking for, at least for the early lore, is if I can draw your attention to the SCP main page. And up here, resources, you want essays. As you scroll down through the essays, you will find a list somewhere. History of the SCP universe. The history of the SCP universe is various essays detailing the history of the SCP Wiki. So this is going to give you a lot of intel about the background of the SCP Wiki's birth, the dramas that occurred, and how some site rules came to being. When I got to the community, I started reading these to understand the lore from before I got here. So you can go there to get your drama fix. Intern Garcia. I always say my favorite SCP is at the end of stream. It's kind of a tradition around these parts. End of stream is in about 40 minutes. So if you can wait that long, you'll hear them. Or if you need to know sooner, you can always donate super chat, and I will say so in return for your generosity. Or you can simply go to yesterday's VOD, because I said it at the end of yesterday's stream as well. Director, you're saying my name wrong. Well, intern Good Song, how do you say your name? What is the highest rank in the SCP Foundation? Intern module. In most canons of the SCP Wiki, that would be the administrator or the founder of the SCP Foundation. In iterations where the administrator is above the Overseer Council. You say your name Goodson Girl. Oh, you know, that does make sense. All right, I'm going with Goodson. I'm going with Goodson then. The statue versus the shy guy. Who would realistically win from our correct knowledge win? We have already attempted this because we were trying to decommission 096 to the best of our ability. In that bout, though, we cheated by dipping 096 into 682's acid bath first, and then pelting it with machine gun fire from, I believe it was drones. That way our mobile task force agents would not die from looking at it. And then we had 173 go snap its bones repeatedly. Since 173 doesn't have eyes, it doesn't activate 096. 096 would never attack 173 in the first place, so it's not really a fight. But after all that, 096 was destroyed. So not really a fair fight, but that's about the best we have for that hypothetical. Intern Goods. I will try to remember that. Would we classify 173 as a subspecies of Weeping Angel from the Doctor Who series? Researcher Transmographism, I'm going to have to push against that because I don't believe that any timey-wimey shenanigans are taking place with SCP-173. Trust me, there is all variety of moving statue. I assume there is some sort of moving statue like ancestor between all of the different varieties of moving statues. Because 173 isn't the only moving statue that we have. We also have a bunch of... We have the startling statue, which doesn't move if you're looking at it, but if you turn your back on it, it sneaks up behind you so that when you turn around, you get a heckin' spook. Speaking of Doctor Who, did you guys hear it was canceled? Yes, Alien Mint, I do believe I heard that Doctor Who is going off the air. There's a lot of turmoil about how showrunner Russell T Davies did or did not boff the situation. I have not really kept up on it since Capaldi because I did not appreciate a lot of the writing in later Capaldi, so I would need to catch up before I even knew where to start with it. Also, where does one start when watching Doctor Who? I started at Series 9, which would be Christopher Eccleston. Or no, not Series 9. Whatever, he's Doctor 9. But I started with New Who, and I enjoyed it through Eccleston, through Tennant. Smith, things got a little iffy, and Capaldi, I eventually fell off, although there were some hype moments in Aura that were worth staying for. No shade against any of the actors. I adore all of the actors for the Doctor. It was just, ugh, the writing got a little sometimes. So you can start where you want. Of course you can. Like any comic book, like any series. I mean, the trick of it is there is a timeline. So the further back you start, the more references you'll get. But my experience is starting at New Who, and I'm doing fine with it. Good, I'm not trying to watch the 60s show. That's fair, Dr. Frogman. I do believe Christopher Eccleston is my favorite Doctor. Tennant was great, of course. Can't deny that. But I got a soft spot for Eccleston. If someone finds an SCP, what happens? Well, intern Larry, we if we find out about it, we go and capture the anomaly, and usually amnesticize the person who found it so they don't remember. Mm. Intern Heaton, considering how you once said Superman's greatest weakness is pretty reporter, considering new movies, what would you say it is now? Well, now I just say it's any human being. If anything, Supes has gotten even softer. So yeah, any hostage, and Superman will stay where you want Superman to stay. That's pretty easy. If there was an upcoming SCP series that would be promising, would it be better as an anthology series or a canon adaptation, assuming the budget is there? So, intern Bacon's time. You did just say the thing that makes me mad right now, which is people saying it would be better as an anthology series. Because the real answer to your question is it depends on what you're trying to adapt and how you're trying to adapt it. For example, SCP 5000 could be a Mad Max Fury Road kind of action movie with all the things going on. It could be a slow, contemplated trudge following Pietro across the country to succeed in the goal. That could be a movie or a series. It could be either, depending on how you want to stretch the story out. When Day Breaks has the opportunity to be a disaster movie, much like Armageddon or Deep Impact, where a singular thing and then you watch people try to survive, or it could be a Walking Dead esque survivors in full suits to avoid sunlight, trying to get around and not die. That could be that could be a series as well. You've got all sorts of stories that could be their own mini episodes of an anthology, but you've also got SCPs that could be full series on their own or full movies. And so, what's the phrase I'm looking for? The question is really, what SCP story do you want to adapt and how? Oh boy, I don't mean to be rude, but you keep twitching on your shoulder. Are you okay? Yes, intern alien meant. My shoulder is a little sore. I sat funny playing Hades 2 for too long, and now my shoulder is tight and twitchy. I just need to not do that again, and it'll loosen up. It's fine. Now me, I've got the concepts I want to make as an SCP film. For starters, I want to make a short film, a starting short film of SCP-106. And the short pitch is it starts like the opening to Cabin in the Woods, where you're seeing the research facility, the SCP Foundation. And day-to-day life, you're in the cafeteria, people are chatting, and then the alarms start going off. And the security agents, not the mobile task force because they're on site, they're site security, show up in a hallway, and 106 comes melting through the door. And we have a Darth Vader hallway scene of 106 melting people's faces and going through walls and killing all these people trying to escape the site. Cut to two security officers walking a D-class to the femur breaker. And when the D-class comes into the room and sees the machine that is supposed to break their femurs, they freak out and start to fight back. The security guys get the D-class and the femur breaker and eventually break the femurs, but 106 has escaped the facility. That was just the opening. Now we cut to an abandoned asylum, an abandoned hospital, an abandoned something or other, where some ghost hunting kids are looking for ghosts and they're going to check out the abandoned building. And 106 shows up, and the pitch for the real movie or short film here is Alien, but with 106. So they're hunting around, they're trying to do their things, and then 106 is like stalking them. They go through, 106 is picking off the kids bit by bit. Eventually, our final girl escapes the asylum, gets back to the motel room, is huffing and puffing, falls back on the bed. 106's face comes out of the ceiling. Boom. The finish, the end credits, or right before the credits or after credits, depending on how you want to do it, is the SCP Foundation cleaning things up at the motel and saying, all right, we've got 106 back in containment. This is the SCP short I want to make if I had the money and budget. There's also some other ideas I'm talking with behind the scenes people for just cool ideas for stories and stuff. Short films, series, things like that. But that's my project that I want to make right now. And by the way, Creative Commons, anybody wants to take that idea and run with it, do it. I don't care if it's not me. I just want it made. I want SCP things made. If you have the budget and you're inspired, do it. All right. SCP movie rant complete. Chat, we need to throw money at this man lighthearted. Of course, money is tight right now. Yeah, I know that. A big FU to SCP 5004-B for all that we're all going through right now. Intern Skylar, thank you for sending a GGEZ or two to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will have an easy and good game thanks to your urging. Be quiet. The boy. Up. You're investigating. Oh, hello. Hello, Agent Charlemagne. Do you want to talk to the chat? No, that's enough. Well, Agent Charlemagne says hello. Question, where does the SCP Ethics Committee rank at the SCP Foundation? Intern Carter. Typically, the Ethics Committee is shown as either just below or equal to the Overseers, a separate branch. What is the origin story of the Infinite IKEA? Intern Abby. We don't know. We do not know where it came from, except that it came from the author on the higher pataphysical narrative level above us. All right, what's happening here? Malachi, thank you for sending 2 100s to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure that they will keep it 100 twice as hard thanks to your urging. Intern Goodson, thank you for sending 5 stars to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. You have kept them a 5-star ranked team. I'm sure they're happy about that. Until Stormfelt sent them just 1 star, making you all a 1-star team for the time being. Bottom ranking. Oof. Hate to see it. Then Dano, thank you for sending some sparkles, and then Goodson for sending 4 more sparkles. I'm sure the chat will enjoy cleaning all that glitter off their desk. Ha! Malachi, thank you for answering the call and making the team a 5-star team yet again. The origin story for most SCPs is Dunno. We just found one this day. Yeah, that's very apt. Yeah. We just found it one day. Sheesh. Intern Goodson, thank you for sending the chat a happy poo. I'm sure they will appreciate it. Audio sync, huh? Is the backrooms on an SCP? If it is, then not. Then shouldn't buy Infinite IKEA count as a back. Intern Moser, you really need to type more clearly. This is a professional organization, after all. Furthermore, the backrooms is not an SCP. It was born off of the SCP database. We do not steal other people's intellectual property. So the backrooms is not an SCP. But the Infinite IKEA is older than the backrooms. That feeling of being lost in an IKEA, that was made into an SCP before the backrooms was even a twinkle in 4chan's eye. And no, because the Infinite IKEA has different rules than the backrooms. It is not part of the backrooms. No, intern walk. I do not think IKEA meatballs are anomalous because they are so tasty. We are a serious research organization. Please. I'm begging. A little professionality. Cute drawings. Thank you for sending a star to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. They have now become a 1-star ranked team. Sorry for the loss, chat. Maybe you'll be 5-star again one day. Hey, should the SCP Foundation get a movie or a show? Intern Cardona. Funny you should mention it. SCP Containment Breach the movie is currently in Kickstarter. We can't get picked up by A24 or any studio because it's Creative Commons and they don't want to mess with that. So if we want to be an actual movie in theaters, we have to do it ourselves. This team made a 10-minute short film in live action, practical effects, no AI. They took it to 2 different film festivals, which means it got accepted to those film festivals. Now they're talking to some Hollywood nonprofits that might help us with some funds. But we need to kickstart it first to prove to those people that there's actual interest in this. Iron Lung got tickets across the entire world. We need more than 534 people to donate to say, yes, we want this. So go to the Kickstarter, donate $1 to put your name on the list so that Hollywood knows this is what we want to do. YouTube to theaters is a growing trend, and SCP can ride that if we work together. Now, while I was talking about the movie, there was a Star War. I will now recount the stars that were given during the Star War to see where you landed. Frogman brought you to 1 star again by giving 5 stars. Oops. Then intern Beecham set a star to make you a 2-star team. Then Wyatt sent a gold coin. I'm sure they will spend the doubloons wisely. Maidenless Jess sent a star, making you a 3-star team. 100 stars sent Sparkles. I clean up that glitter off your desk. Dr. Frogman sent 2 stars, bringing you back to a 5-star team. But that only lasted so far because Maidenless Jess sent a star. And then 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. It's not 2, 3, 4, 1. I'm skipping 5. I've counted wrong. I failed. I started counting like a dance teacher. Dance teachers reset at 1 or at 4. No! What have I done? All right, I need to go back up to the Star Wars. Because cute drawings made us a 1-star team. And that's where this began. So I'm back. I can fix it. I can fix it. We're a 1-star team. And then Frogman accidentally made us a 1-star team. And then Beecham made us a 2-star team. Maidenless made us a 3-star team. Frogman made us a 5-star team. Maidenless made us a 1-star team. Frogman made us a 4-star team. Gabriel made us a 5-star team. Frogman made us a 1, 2, 3-star team. Gabriel made us a 4-star team. A 5-star team. Back to 1, 2, 3, 4 stars thanks to Gabriel. Rosemary made it 5 stars. Kem made it 1 star. Gabriel made it 2 stars. Rosemary sent Sparkles, which is distracting. We're a 2-star team. And that is where we stand at the end of the count. A 2-star team. Woo! Okay, we're caught up. And another Star War is beginning. So from 2 stars, we have Rosemary's Sparkles Don't Count. So here's our 3-star team. 4-star from Rosemary. 5-star from Frogman. 1-star from Beecham. 2-star from 369 Destroyer. And now we're going on a listicle. 3, 4, 5, 1. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Thanks to Just Call Me Kem. 2, 3, 4. And then 1817 interrupted with a 6-7. We're at a 4 when the 6-7 arrives. Then Kem made us a 5 and a 1. Then Rosemary made us a 2. Gabriel made us a 3. Kem made us a 4. Gabriel made us a 5. Kem made us a 1. Gabriel made us a 2 and a 3. I've got us as a 3-star team at the moment. By the way, chat, we are 12 minutes from the end of stream. 12 minutes from the end of stream. Rosemary, thank you for sending Sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they'll have fun cleaning up the glitter. Intern Stubborn, thank you for sending a party hat to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will wear those 2 party hats with pride. Rosemary, you sent more Sparkles. Clean up that glitter, staff. And then 4-star team. 5-star team at the moment. Thanks to Call Me Kem and Frogman. Intern Stubborn, thank you for sending a good game. I'm sure the chat will make a good game. 1817, thank you for sending another 6-7. I'm sure the desk is having a migraine because of you. Kem, thank you for sending 2 Sparkles. I'm sure the glitter bomb will not be annoying to staff at all. Nightmare Bonnie, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as grab yourself a hot link on your way past the commissary. How many health does 682 have? By the way, I got an 05 roll. Well, right now you're still listed as an turn here at Site 42. I wonder if that's got to be updated at some point. Meanwhile, 682. If 682 were in a video game of some sort, I assume it would have infinite health. Cam, thank you for sending a balloon to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they'll spend it wisely. That's just a little dust that got in my throat. Frustrating. Intern Unintended, thank you for sending a stay hydrated to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. Y'all better stay hydrated. Are there any SCPs you think the Foundation should utilize that we currently are not? 369 Destroyer, I can't think of any. I mean, we have the ones that we're using for the benefit of the Foundation. Remember, we're not here to make world peace happen, people. We're here to keep people from knowing about the anomalous. So everyone who's like, oh, give them the infinite pizza box so that they can have infinite food. No, because then they would know anomalies exist. Intern Star-Lord, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Grab yourself a brewski on your way past the commissary. In a realm where the Flash exists, is SCP-173 faster than the Flash? If so, can 173 technically time travel or travel into different dimensions? No. The Flash is broken as hell. 173 is very, very fast, but the Flash is too broken. Good to see you, Dr. Sherman. Also, I was able to sign into the wiki. Congratulations, Enderboy. You found a way to make the archaic tech of Wiki.org work. Intern Tambari, the background music for today's stream is provided by friend of the channel, Billith, and the experimental music program of Billith's known as Slowgramming. Slowgramming contains much interesting songs, including songs based on SCP articles. Check out Slowgramming on Spotify, on SoundCloud, and on YouTube. This particular song we're listening to is called To Return by Slowgramming. Chem, you have made the team a 1-star team. I am sure to their dismay, they will have to fight their way back to a 5-star ranking. And with only 6 minutes left on the clock. Intern Stefan, how would the thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Get yourself a quiche on your way past the commissary. How would the Foundation contain the doorman? We have that SCP. It's SCP-303. The Doorman. 303. Go read it. I feel like the French from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Doorman? We've already got one. He's very nice. All right, I'm seeing a whole lot of stars in a whole new Star War. So where is this going? From a 1-star team, Rosemary and Frogman are both sending lots of stars. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Oh, Jiminy sakes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. So 1 is at 20. And then Frogman continued down to 85. So if 1 was 20, then a multiple of 5 means Frogman did all of that to make a 1-star team. Then Rosemary came back for 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that Kelm is in the fray. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Kelm has joined the fray. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. 9 is a 1. And Kem went to 21 stars, making it a 3-star team. 4-star from Archangel. 5-star from an Angel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3 from Rosemary. We are a 3-star team thanks to Rosemary. You're a freak, dude. Get a life. Intern Thomas. At least I'm a positive influence on the world. You're just a rude person. To go with your own words, you're a freak, dude. Get a life. Who walks into someone's house and is just a jerk for no reason? Pathetic. Sad. Intern Galaxy, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Kem started sending more stars. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kem has got you guys to a 5-star team. Now the question is, will it last the last 2 minutes of stream? At least I'm not role-playing on YouTube Shorts. Intern Thomas, it's called acting. You go to a Renaissance fair, you see actors. You go to a movie, you see actors. Are you saying that acting is not a worthy profession? Well, an idiot like you would probably think that art shouldn't be a job anyways. I don't respect your opinion. But keep chatting, though. The algorithm's very fun. I love that you're boosting us to more people. This isn't a movie, though. So only movie acting counts. Is that what it is? You don't do theater? You don't go to a Renaissance fair? You don't enjoy street performers? You're a boring person, is what I'm hearing. Rosemary brought us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars to keep us to a 5-star team. Nice psych out. Kem said 2 doubloons. Spend them wisely. Nah, I play sports. High School Musical, bro. The sports can be the singers people too. You could have multiple skills. You could have multiple talents. I'm a gym bro, dude. Fat Gains over here. You can do more than one thing. You have no imagination. It's very sad. I'm sorry. I wish that you find a better situation, a better outlook on life. Ace of Luck, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Grab yourself a beer cheese soup on your way past the commissary. It's Pride Month, so me and all other LGBT members are now 100% hard to contain. We will be invading soon. Good luck, Sherman. Hey, read the stream title. You are secured, contained, and protected by us at the Foundation. Don't knock it. Okay. Intern Thomas has stopped being interesting and started saying slurs. Just hide the loser. You're no more fun. Here, I got rid of the person myself. Boring. See, I was actually having fun talking about philosophy and different viewpoints on life for a bit. I'm not against speaking to people I disagree with, but if that's how you're going to act, then I'm not interested. All right, Dr. Frogman started sending a badillion stars. The star is not a star war if it's this one-sided. It's a star demolishment. 210 stars from Dr. Frogman, and he's still going. It's a galaxy. Rosemary is sending stars in there too. I can't even count this right now. This is insanity. Kem, thank you for sending a super chat. Grab yourself some hot cocoa on your way past the commissary. What would happen if SCP-939 and 066 interact? Well, I know what 939 is. Remind me what 066 is. Eric's toy. Well, since Eric's toy is made of yarn, I don't think the 939 would actually be interested in eating it. But it would commit in self-defense if Eric's toy attacked it. I'm not very clear on Eric's toy's full capabilities, but I think the 939 would just mess it up pretty hard. Unless the toy has some pretty powerful abilities, I don't think that the 939 is going to have much trouble. I mean, it is yarn. It could entangle the 939 and do things with that. Because it can't just slice. It's not like, I mean, it could bite. Yeah, the same way that Puppy of Interest 42, codenamed Charlie, chews apart all its toys really good. Eric's toy might be no more. Yeah. CD23 and Pedrig, thank you both for sending memberships to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. If you received a promotion from those two folks and you are in the chat, make sure to thank them for their generosity. King of ADHD, thank you for sending a happy Pride to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure that they are having fun celebrating Pride. And then Rosemary stopped sending stars. I just need to know how many Rosemary sent. Because Frogman sent an even number. So if I know what Rosemary did, I can do the math. Rosemary's still there. Rosemary is stopped at 20 stars. So despite all of that, you are still a 5-star team. Despite everything, you're still you. And that brings us to the end of today's stream. And as I do at the end of every stream, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. Although I'm not going to tell you that my favorites are the ones I wrote. That would be narcissism, and I'm not going to be that way. But if you want to read the SCPs I wrote, you can go to the Sherm's author page in Site42 Hub on the SCP database. There you can read the SCPs I personally wrote, as well as contribute voice lines or sound effects to. And while you're on my author page, one tab over, you'll find a list of links. Links that you can follow if you want to support the channel more thoroughly. You can become a Patreon patron or YouTube channel member to donate to us monthly. You can do a Ko-Fi or YouTube Super Chat if you want to donate to us one at a time. You can even find some links that people ask about in chat, but then when I say this big hint as to where they aren't smart enough to go find them, which is super sad for them, but not for you. So we thank you if you have the generosity to support us, if you have the means. And if you don't, because you're part of the broke gang, do not fret. We understand starving artists here at Site 42. You can still help us by being a member of Mobile Task Force Psi 42, codenamed the Signal Boosters, by liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, chatting, making memes and jokes and shitposts and fan art and clips and edits, not just of us here at Site 42, but also the SCP Wiki's authors and artists, the SCP filmmakers like Keter Labs' SCP Containment Breach the movie. We're still looking for movie posters to show on social media. If you want to make a movie poster of Keter Labs to help boost it, send it to my business email because I'm posting those immediately on all social medias to make sure people know there's a movie coming if we fund it. You also share the SCP games and merch makers and podcasters and animators. This is how we together get bigger and better SCP projects without without the help of the big studios that won't touch the Creative Commons. So we thank you for your service to help us out. What happened in the chat while I was doing that part of the outro? Kaiser, thank you for sending a doubloon to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they'll spend it wisely. Rosemary, thank you for sending 5 stars to keep them at a 5-star team. Slaveless Dragon, thank you for sending sparkles. I'm sure they will enjoy cleaning up that glitter. Kem, thank you for sending 1, 2, 3 stars to the team. You made them a 3-star team during the outro. Meanwhile, Sleepless Dragon, you sent more sparkles. I see them now. Thank you for that. DJ, I'm sure the chat will keep it 100 because you said so. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3909, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on the last one, it's a bit of a rough read. Speed round. 399-304-306, content warning on the last one, it's a rough read. Site 42 staff, this has been another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. Intern Garcia, yes, we live stream every day. We have been streaming every day for nearly a year and 2 months. We have not missed a single day. But we stream at a different time every day. So make sure you hit that bell to get notified of when we go live. And if the bell is not reliable enough, join the Site 42 Discord server. I just gave you a hint as to where it is. Wink, wink. If you are 18 or older, you can join the Discord server and get the live alert roll that I ping at the start of every stream. That is a little more reliable than the subscription bell. Site 42 staff, this has been another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast for Site 42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. See you in the next video or stream. Rosemary, thank you for making them a 5-star team right at the ending. I'm sure they appreciate the rank up. All the vampires walking through the valley, move west down Ventura Boulevard. And all the bad boys are standing in the shadows, and all the good girls are home with broken hearts, and I'm free. I'm free falling. Yeah, I'm free. I'm free falling. The credit song is Free Fallin' by Tom Petty. Be safe, be well, Site 42 staff, and as always, secure, contain, protect.